Building and maintaining healthy relationships with women requires a foundation of respect, empathy, and open communication. In this video, we'll explore 7 crucial principles that every man should keep in mind to foster positive interactions and meaningful connections. From respecting boundaries to prioritizing mutual understanding, these principles serve as essential guidelines for creating fulfilling relationships based on equality and respect. Dismiss her feelings. Dismissing a woman's feelings is a surefire way to create distance, resentment, and misunderstanding in a relationship. Emotions are a fundamental part of the human experience, and they deserve to be acknowledged and validated, regardless of gender. When a woman opens up and shares her feelings, it's a sign of trust and vulnerability, and it's essential to approach this with empathy and respect. Understanding and honoring the emotional experiences of others is a vital part of cultivating wisdom and creating meaningful connections. Emotions are not irrational or trivial. They are complex and deeply rooted in our individual experiences, values, and perspectives. By dismissing or invalidating a woman's feelings, you not only fail to understand her inner world, but also risk causing her to shut down and withdraw. True emotional intelligence lies in the ability to listen with an open heart and mind, and to create a safe space where feelings can be expressed without fear of judgment or dismissal. When a woman shares her emotions with you, it's an opportunity to deepen your understanding of her and to build trust and intimacy in your relationship. Instead of dismissing her feelings, strive to validate and acknowledge them. Ask questions, listen attentively, and reflect back on what you've heard to ensure you've understood her perspective correctly. Express empathy by acknowledging the emotional weight she's carrying and offering comfort and support. Even if you don't fully comprehend or agree with her feelings, respecting them and allowing her to express them freely is a sign of true emotional maturity. Moreover, by dismissing a woman's feelings, you risk perpetuating harmful gender stereotypes that paint women as overly emotional or irrational. This not only undermines her experiences, but also contributes to a culture that devalues and disempowers women's voices and perspectives. Dismissing a woman's feelings is a grave mistake that can damage trust, intimacy, and mutual understanding in a relationship. True wisdom lies in cultivating emotional intelligence, empathy, and respect for the complex emotional experiences of others, regardless of gender. By taking a woman's feelings seriously and creating a safe space for open and honest communication, you not only strengthen your connection but also contribute to a more compassionate and understanding world. Neglect communication. Neglecting communication in a relationship is akin to depriving a garden of water and sunlight. It withers and struggles to thrive. Effective communication is the lifeblood that nourishes understanding, trust, and intimacy between partners. At its core, communication is the bridge that connects two individuals, allowing them to share their thoughts, feelings, desires, and experiences. Without this vital exchange, misunderstandings fester, resentments grow, and emotional distances widen. Imagine a world where words go unspoken, emotions are bottled up, and assumptions reign supreme. It would be a barren landscape devoid of the richness that comes from truly knowing and being known by others. Effective communication requires active listening, a skill that demands patience, presence, and empathy. It means setting aside judgments, quieting the inner critic, and truly seeking to understand your partner's perspective, even when it differs from your own. It involves creating a safe space where vulnerability can flourish, and where thoughts and emotions can be expressed without fear of ridicule or dismissal. Moreover, clear and respectful self-expression is equally crucial. To communicate effectively, one must learn to articulate their needs, boundaries, and desires with honesty and compassion. It is a delicate dance of vulnerability and assertiveness, of sharing one's truth while remaining open to the truths of others. Conflicts and disagreements are inevitable in any relationship, but neglecting communication only exacerbates these challenges. By fostering an environment of open dialogue, Partners can address issues as they arise, work through misunderstandings, and find common ground or compromise. Unresolved tensions fester and breed resentment when left unaddressed, slowly eroding the foundation of trust and intimacy. In the realm of human connection, neglecting communication is akin to neglecting the very essence of what it means to be in a relationship. It is a disservice to oneself and one's partner, a missed opportunity to deepen understanding, build trust, and cultivate a truly fulfilling bond. Listen deeply, speak authentically, and approach each interaction with a spirit of curiosity and compassion. For in the dance of words and the exchange of hearts, we find the keys to unlocking the profound beauty and richness of human connection. Belittle or criticizer. Belittling or criticizing a woman is akin to tarnishing a precious gemstone. It diminishes her inherent worth and beauty. To belittle or criticize a woman is to engage in destructive behavior that erodes self-esteem, fosters resentment, and ultimately poisons the well of trust and intimacy that lies at the heart of any meaningful relationship. A woman is not a mere object to be judged or demeaned. She is a complex and multifaceted individual with her own unique perspectives, strengths, and accomplishments. To belittle her opinions is to dismiss the validity of her lived experiences and the depth of her thoughts, reducing her to a one-dimensional caricature. To criticize her appearance is to perpetuate harmful societal standards that place undue emphasis on superficial qualities rather than celebrating the beauty that radiates from within. And to diminish her accomplishments is to deny her the recognition and validation she deserves for her efforts and achievements. True wisdom lies in cultivating a spirit of respect, empathy, and appreciation for the inherent value of every individual. When we approach a woman with an open mind and a willingness to understand her perspective, we unlock a world of depth and richness that would otherwise remain hidden behind the veil of judgment and criticism. Rather than belittling or criticizing, we must strive to uplift and empower. Celebrate her strengths, acknowledge her achievements, and honor her individuality. Engage in constructive dialogue where differing opinions are respected and explored with curiosity, rather than dismissed or ridiculed. Foster an environment of mutual understanding and growth where both partners feel safe expressing themselves authentically, without fear of being demeaned or diminished. It is essential to recognize that the act of belittling or criticizing often stems from insecurities and deep-rooted biases within ourselves. By becoming aware of these internal narratives and challenging them with compassion and self-reflection, we can begin to dismantle the very foundations upon which such harmful behaviors are built. Be insensitive or dismissive. Life is full of challenges, hardships, and difficult experiences that shape who we are. Every person has their own unique journey, fraught with obstacles and triumphs that may be incomprehensible to those who have not walked a mile in their shoes. It is all too easy to be dismissive or insensitive when confronted with someone else's struggles, especially if they don't align with our own lived realities. However, it is crucial that we approach such situations with empathy, compassion, and an open mind. When someone opens up about their experiences, they are entrusting us with a vulnerable part of themselves, laying bare the trials and tribulations that have left indelible marks on their psyche. To be dismissive or insensitive in such moments is not only disrespectful, but can also inflict further pain and erode the trust that has been extended. Every person's journey is valid, no matter how foreign or incomprehensible it may seem to us. We must remember that our perspectives are shaped by our own unique circumstances, and what may seem trivial or inconsequential to us could be a monumental challenge for someone else. By dismissing or minimizing their experiences, we risk perpetuating a cycle of invalidation and marginalization that can have profound psychological consequences. Instead, we should strive to cultivate an environment of understanding and support. When someone shares their struggles, we should listen with an open heart and an open mind, seeking to understand their perspective without judgment or preconceived notions. It is not our place to invalidate their experiences or impose our own beliefs or values upon them. Rather, we should aim to provide a safe space for them to express themselves freely and without fear of ridicule or dismissal. This does not mean that we must agree with or condone every action or belief that is shared with us. However, it does mean that we should approach such situations with sensitivity, empathy, and a genuine desire to understand. By doing so, we not only foster an atmosphere of mutual respect and trust, but also create opportunities for personal growth and understanding on both sides. In a world that often seems divided and polarized, it is more important than ever to cultivate compassion and sensitivity towards those whose experiences differ from our own. Only by embracing diversity and seeking to understand each other's struggles can we hope to build a more inclusive, empathetic, and supportive society. Let us strive to be beacons of understanding, lighting the way towards a more compassionate future. Control or manipulate. In the intricate dance of human relationships, few bonds are as delicate and profound as that between a man and a woman. It is a connection built upon mutual respect, trust, and a deep understanding that each individual is a unique and autonomous being, deserving of the freedom to shape their own thoughts, feelings, and actions. Yet all too often, this sacred balance is disrupted by the insidious forces of control and manipulation, toxic undercurrents that erode the very foundation upon which healthy relationships are built. A man who seeks to exert control over a woman, to mold her into a puppet dancing to his tune, commits a grave transgression against the fundamental principles of human autonomy and dignity. To control or manipulate a woman is to deny her the very essence of her being, the right to think, feel, and act according to her own free will. It is a violation of trust that strikes at the heart of any meaningful connection, replacing the warmth of mutual understanding with the icy tendrils of domination and subjugation. A man who truly values and respects the woman in his life must recognize that her thoughts, feelings, and actions are her own, not possessions to be seized or molded to his whims. He must embrace the beauty of her individuality, acknowledging that her perspectives and experiences shape a rich tapestry that enhances and enriches the relationship rather than diminishing it. True strength lies not in the ability to control or manipulate, but in the courage to let go, to grant the woman the freedom to be herself, to grow, to evolve, and to make her own choices without fear of retribution or coercion. It is in this space of mutual acceptance and respect that love can truly blossom, untainted by the poisonous tendrils of dominance and subjugation. A man who seeks to control or manipulate a woman not only diminishes her but also diminishes himself. He becomes a puppet master, pulling strings and weaving illusions, ultimately denying himself the opportunity to truly know and connect with the authentic, vibrant being before him. The path to a healthy, fulfilling relationship between a man and a woman lies not in control or manipulation, but in the willingness to surrender to the beauty of individual freedom. It is in the embrace of mutual respect, trust, and understanding that the true magic of human connection can unfold, unshackled by the chains of dominance and subjugation. Fail to take responsibility. Few threads are as essential as personal accountability. It is the bedrock upon which trust, respect, and meaningful connections are built, a testament to our willingness to own our actions, learn from our missteps, and grow as individuals. In the context of a relationship between a man and a woman, failing to take responsibility is akin to erecting an impenetrable barrier, one that obstructs the flow of understanding and impedes the path to genuine intimacy. To refuse accountability is to embrace a path of delusion, where one's mistakes are obscured by a veil of denial or deflection. It is a disservice not only to one's partner, but also to oneself, for it robs us of the opportunity to confront our flaws, learn from them, and emerge as better versions of ourselves. A man who cannot own his transgressions and who shies away from the discomfort of admitting fault is a man trapped in a cycle of stagnation, doomed to repeat the same mistakes ad infinitum. Conversely, a man who possesses the courage and humility to take responsibility for his actions opens himself to a world of growth and healing. By acknowledging his missteps, he demonstrates a profound respect for his partner, an acknowledgement that her feelings, her perspectives, and her experiences are valid and worthy of consideration. It is a gesture that speaks volumes, conveying a willingness to engage in open and honest communication, even when the truth may be uncomfortable. Accountability is not merely an act of contrition, it is a foundational pillar upon which trust is built. When a man takes responsibility for his actions, he sends a powerful message to his partner, a message that says, "I value our relationship enough to confront my shortcomings, and I am committed to learning and growing alongside you." It is a testament to his dedication, his maturity, and his willingness to prioritize the health and longevity of their bond. Moreover, taking responsibility is often the first step towards conflict resolution and healing. By acknowledging the hurt or harm caused, a man creates space for understanding, empathy, and forgiveness, essential ingredients in the recipe for a lasting, fulfilling relationship. It is an act of vulnerability that invites his partner to do the same, fostering an environment of mutual accountability and open communication. In a world where blame shifting and deflection are all too common, a man who embraces accountability stands as a beacon of integrity and emotional intelligence. He recognizes that true strength lies not in the denial of flaws, but in the courage to confront them head-on, to learn from them, and to emerge as a better partner and a better human being. Disrespect her boundaries. Boundaries are the invisible lines that encircle our innermost selves, the sacred spaces where our thoughts, emotions, and experiences reside. They are the guardians of our emotional well-being, the sentinels that protect us from the intrusions of the external world. For a woman, these boundaries are not arbitrary constructs, but rather the manifestations of her lived experiences, her vulnerabilities, and her hard-won sense of self. To disrespect a woman's boundaries is to commit a transgression against her very essence, a violation of the sanctity that defines her personhood. It is a callous disregard for her agency, her autonomy, and her right to dictate the terms of her own existence. Whether through unwanted physical touch, emotional manipulation, or the imposition of unsolicited demands, a man who tramples upon a woman's boundaries is not merely committing a social faux pas. He is committing a grievous offense against the fundamental tenets of human dignity. It is incumbent upon every man to cultivate a heightened sensitivity to the subtle cues that delineate a woman's boundaries. These cues may manifest in her body language, her tone of voice, or the unspoken currents that flow between two individuals in close proximity. To truly honor her boundaries, a man must attune himself to these nuances, recognizing that boundaries are not static constructs, but rather fluid and ever-evolving expressions of a woman's comfort, trust, and emotional state. True wisdom blossoms by uplifting women, validating their perspectives, and fostering profound understanding. Embrace emotional intelligence, listen actively, express vulnerability, and meet all experiences with deep sensitivity. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more insights on cultivating meaningful relationships and human understanding.